The Nuggets in Boston for the second and last matchup of the season against the dirty but powerful Celtics. How'd it go? Let's find out. You're watching CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. Let's get it. How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler, here for another take of Nuggets basketball. So the Nuggets, again, were in Boston to face the Celtics for the final time of the season. If you remember last season, the Celtics at this point, or against the Nuggets, at least in Boston, had a extending winning streak that led from the beginning of the season all the way until January when we first met them, and we were the first ones to end their winning streak. So this was not the same situation. This time around, the Celtics were on a two-game losing streak, looking to not make it a third. Hadn't made a third losing streak, I think, since like 2012 or something like that. So they were very hell-bent on making sure that they won this game, and that they did. AG was ruled out once again with a ankle sprain, and the starting lineup was Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokić, Christian Braun, Michael Porter Jr., and Russell Westbrook. The Nuggets were wearing their white jerseys and the Celtics with their green jerseys, and the final score, unfortunately, I hate to say it, the Celtics freaking won, and they swept the Nuggets. Final score, 110-103. Just gotta say that, like, if this is any kind of inkling of how the finals are going to show, I really hope the Nuggets turn it on. But seeing how they look right now, they look so beaten and battered and tired right now. They look more beaten, battered, and tired right now than they did last season when they were aiming to get the second chip, off of their defending year. After the All-Star break, we had the best winning record. Right now, it is not the same. There are way too many guys out right now with injuries, and we got even more now from this game, which we'll dive into. But, man, this was just not a good look for the Nuggets in this game overall. But there's a lot of good to take from this still. So what happened in the game? Let's dive in. So the first quarter, the Celtics controlled the tip, and Derek White immediately knocks down an uncontested three for the first points of the game. And this one shows just the Celtics are the highest scoring 3-point team in the league. That's what they do. They score threes. You have Derek White scoring threes. You have Jason Tatum scoring threes. You have Peyton Pritchard scoring threes. You have Hauser scoring threes. Horford scores threes. When Porzingis is playing, he scores threes. Drew Holiday scores threes. Like, this is a team that was specifically structured to score the Steph Curry way of only threes. And they've been playing that math game, and they have been scoring at a high efficient level that they've been winning games. They are not a good in the paint team. They are a horrible in the paint team. And that's why they stay to the rim and they make every shot that they do outside the rim. And when the only person who can make any kind of in the paint kind of points is Jaylen Brown. That's what you have Jaylen Brown for. He's the only one that's going to charge the rim. Everything else is out in the paint, out in the arc, and they are able to knock down those difficult threes, and they do it very well consistently. That is the one, little perk I will give them, or tip of the hat to them, that they are a very good really kind of a infuriatingly good three-point shooting team. So there's that. But then you also have the fact that the Nuggets are horrendously bad at contesting threes. Like, I don't know really another team who is as bad as the Nuggets are at contesting threes. We are just really bad. And so in that lineup, we don't match up well with them. They are going to make the threes and we're not going to contest them, and they're going to continue to gain more points than we do from our paint points because they're making threes every time we make twos. And it just, the math problem, they win that every single time right now. So right there from the start, you saw uncontested three, and that was kind of more or less the story of this game. Brody, however, luckily, who knew he would kind of show up in this game, and he responded immediately with a three of his own to tie the game. But then they scored a bucket, got an early 5-point lead. Jokić then sank another from deep to give the Nuggets actually their first lead. It was like in the beginning of the first, and we had a 1-point lead, and then that was it. No more lead for the Nuggets. The refs made a terrible call on Brody, claiming a foul on Tatum on a 3-point attempt, despite it was a very clean contest. So Malone wastes no time and takes the first timeout of the game to challenge the call, and it is successfully overturned. And when you watch it, like it was 100% a clean block. He had nothing but ball. And if there's one thing I've noticed, that if Brody is calling you to challenge, much like Jokić, when those two players, when they call for you to challenge, they are right. Like 90 to like 95% of the time, they are right. And here, for sure, Brody was right. He had all ball. And it just kind of also was gross on the officiating because they lean into Tatum so much. He goes to the foul line so often, and yet he complains up and down all the time about how he's not getting recognition, that he's not more the face of the league. Maybe you complain less, Tatum, and then we'll give you a chance. But right now, you're just a baby. You're a worse baby than LeBron is. Like, there was a point there, we'll get in it later, but he totally over-exaggerated wanting to try to get a foul. Like, just stupid dramatic antics that encapsulates Tatum. So if Tatum really wants to be considered serious in this game, maybe just stop trying to be like other people and stop trying to be over dramatic on things. Just be yourself. That's what we love about Jamal Murray. He is himself, and he is unapologetically himself. And so, like, I honestly think Jamal Murray should be more the face than Tatum should be. But then also Jokić, like, people keep on forgetting Jokić is still in the game. He's like in the peak of his game right now. So, like, make him the face of the league. So they get that overturned, but then the momentum shifts and the Celtics open a 10-point lead while the Nuggets struggled to find their basket. It seemed like there was a lid on the rim because the Nuggets just kept on missing. Opened up a 10-point lead, which then opened up to a 13-point lead. We were able to knock it back down to 10. Then they brought it back to 12. Play stops momentarily as Jokić is bleeding profusely from his arm and has to get patched up. And all the ABC commentators out on the floor, the play-by-play analysts, all they could do was laugh. And that was the worst part of this game. I understand that the Celtics are a high income driven team, that the most of the world knows them. And so they follow them and they buy all their merch and everything. And so they're going to be a hot commodity for any nationally broadcasted team. But try to keep your bias down to a minimum. Can you please, ABC? Like, this was just it really felt completely like it was a home game for the Celtics, because even the commentators, the play-by-play analysts, were calling it as if they were the home analysts. They're ABC. ABC should be completely unbiased, and there was nothing but bias for the Celtics in this game. It was gross. It was gross for ABC, and they should be embarrassed. That was a horrible play-by-play call. Like every single one of them should be embarrassed for how grossly glazing they were of the Celtics. And to the fact that they just started laughing at Jokić bleeding from his arm profusely. Like the dude is literally bleeding down the arm and they laugh at it. Like, get out of here, ABC. You are horrible. You are a horrible network just for that. Like, stop. So they stop the play. He gets patched up. And the Nuggets can't close the gap, unfortunately. And the Celtics take the first quarter 32-20. Second quarter, the Nuggets without Jokić opened the second quarter with MPJ sinking a three for the first points. So he had a little bit of hits here and there, but we'll get into that later. Free throw struggles, though, continue as both MPJ and DJ go to the line for fouls and only manage to hit one of two each. Like, that was another bad thing. Meanwhile, the Celtics nearly got 100% out of the entire game of free throws. That was also really unfortunate. Strother finally breaks the streak, though, and gets is the first Nugget to make all his free throws. And then Jokić checks back in at 7:40 of the second. But the Celtics remain in control, becoming the first to hit 50. Tatum then drills a three to push the lead to 20. But CB responds by attacking the rim, drawing a goaltending call on Cornette while finishing through contact for a three-point play, which was awesome. Tatum tries to sell a foul with some overdramatics. Like, he was getting upset, I guess, because Jamal was actually defending him really, really well. So he got a little Tatum tantrum and tried to bait Jamal into a foul, even though it wasn't a foul, and he might have grazed him just a slight on the arm, and that made Tatum try to lose his balance. He was like, "Oh, like, stop it, Tatum! You are such a child. Stop throwing your tantrums." Luckily, the refs didn't bite on that one, and so the Nuggets picked up a little bit of intensity late in that quarter. But the Celtics still edged them out 29-28. And then the Celtics were in the lead at the halftime 61-48. The third quarter, which ended up being the Nuggets' best quarter, the Nuggets opened the third with a blatant no call on Jokić that led to a turnover, sparking frustration from Malone, who gets hit with a technical foul. And warranted too, because clearly Jokić was fouled. And yet the refs just don't like to give Jokić foul calls. They just hate it. Like, they just don't want to send him to the foul line. I don't know what it is, but the refs just don't call the appropriate fouls for Jokić. The Celtics capitalize on this and push the lead back up to 20, forcing Malone to call an early timeout again. Jokić finally gets the Nuggets to 50 mark with a mid-range jumper, and from there the momentum shifts. So the Nuggets then lock in, battling back as CB intercepts a pass and charges the rim, cutting the lead to 11. Jokić racks up another double-double and inches closer to another triple-double, though he wouldn't do it, unfortunately, but he did get a Sombor double. So, however, the energy takes a hit as Strother lands awkwardly on his left leg from a floater attempt and is forced to exit the game. This is what I'm talking about. The Nuggets are beaten and battered and bruised. Zeke, if you didn't already know, went into this game already with an ankle sprain. He suffered that in the last game, but he battled through it. And he had a decent amount of good shots tonight, but he wasn't making the blocks he normally does. However, Strother now goes out. You already have Aaron Gordon out. Vlatko's been out for so long. Deron Holmes started this season off in preseason. Actually, not even preseason. It was like, what was it? It was camp. It was during camp he tore his Achilles, right? So, like, this has just been... Actually, no, I think it was in Summer League he tore his Achilles or whatever. Like, so it's just been nothing but battered and beaten. And I forgot to mention, too, in the first quarter, you already started to see Jokić grimacing and hobbling along like there's something wrong with his back right now. Jamal Murray on a layup landed on his back and was grimacing and wincing. He's beaten and battered and bruised. Like, the Nuggets are just way too beaten right now. And so that was really not great to see Strother go out of the game. Zeke, though, checks in and immediately makes an impact, drilling a three. Jamal starts heating up, bringing the Nuggets within 5. The team's resilience pays off, winning the quarter 29-22. Fourth quarter starts, and once again, we have no Jokić minutes, right? And deservingly so, because he just is not looking good right now. He looks very hobbled, and I think his stats kind of prove it right now, even though they're like great if you're any other player. The Celtics opened the fourth quarter with a miss, and Jamal takes an advantage, driving for a layup for the first points of the quarter. Pickett follows up with a 3, cutting the deficit to 6, but the Celtics responded and pushed the lead back up to 10. Sloppy plays from the Nuggets lead to multiple turnovers, stalling their momentum. CB knocks down a clutch 3, though, to bring the lead down to 5. And then Derek White, who I will say was 100% the Celtics savior, which is kind of more like he's a Judas for Colorado, because he's a Coloradan playing the Colorado team and like is destroying them. Like, Derek White definitely answers or is the answer for the Celtics. He is their Superman and our Judas. But he answers back with a 3 of his own, making the Celtics the first to hit 100. Murray fires right back with a 3, bringing the game within 3 points, but back-to-back turnovers allow the Celtics to stretch the lead to 7. And Jamal gets a floater to finally push the Nuggets past the 100-point mark, but it isn't enough, because the Celtics take the fourth quarter 27-26, and the game, once again, final score 110-103. This sucks. This really sucks. Swept by the Celtics, swept by the Knicks, swept by the Cavs. One more sweep. This really sucks. So we'll get into stats after this. As a cinematographer, photographer, and now a podcaster, I do believe lighting is everything. And if you're serious about creating dynamic content, you need to check out Nanlite. They're all about precision and control. Whether it's soft, natural lighting or vibrant colors, Nanlite gives you full flexibility to set the mood for any scene. From compact LEDs to powerful softboxes, Nanlite has light solutions that fit every setup. It's ideal for photographers, like myself, videographers, like myself, and creators who want to pro-grade quality right out on their fingertips. With Nanlite, you're lighting like a pro every time. And we're back. All right, so stats here. We have Christian Braun played 46 minutes tonight. He played the most amount of minutes of all the Nuggets, and he was a trooper tonight. Made 24 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals, 1 block. He was 10 for 22 from field, 2 for 8 from 3, 2 for 2 from free throws, 1 turnover, 3 personal fouls, was a -2. And then we have Michael Porter Jr., 39 minutes, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 3 for 9 from field, 33%. Awful. 2 for 6 from 3, 33%. Awful. 2 for 4 from free throw, 50%. Still awful. He had 1 turnover, 2 personal fouls, was a -11. Nikola Jokić played also 39 minutes tonight, 20 points, 14 rebounds, 9 assists. So close to that next triple-double. 2 steals. He was 9 for 15 from field, 2 for 3 from 3. He didn't go to the foul line once tonight, everyone. Once tonight. The dude was bleeding from his arm, didn't go to the foul line once. Come on, NBA. Be better, please. 2 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, was a 0. Russell Westbrook played 35 minutes tonight, had 12 points, so not a horrible game for him, despite looking at the rest of the games before this. 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 5 for 13 from field, 2 for 8 from 3, 0 for 1 from free throw, and 3 turnovers, 3 personal fouls was a -3. We had, Jamal Murray also played 39 minutes, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 11 for 20 from field, 2 for 7 from 3, 2 for 2 in free throws, 3 turnovers, 3 personal fouls was a -3. He got a late start. At first, he was kind of a no-show, and the second half, he really heated up. Julian Strawther from the bench had 4 points. He was actually looking pretty good before he went out. That was really unfortunate to see him go out. But he was a -18, despite the fact that he didn't look horrible. Zeke Naji had 3 points. That was that one 3 that he shot. Him and Pickett are the only pluses. So he was a +4 with also 4 personal fouls and 0 turnovers. He had 4 personal fouls in 8 minutes. Dang. Pickett also had a 3, and he was 0 turnovers, 0 personal fouls, was a +5. Pickett, at the end of the third, was this close to making a full court 3 shot. Like, that was, I would have loved to have seen him do that right in the face of Pritchard. So then overall stats here, we had 38 rebounds to their 45, 27 assists to their 26, 11 steals to their 7. We had 2 blocks to their 4. We shot 47 from field. They shot 47, so we tied them there. We shot 34 from 3. They shot 41. But so we shot 12 for 35. They shot 14 for 34. So really not that much different, you know. They still missed a lot of threes today, and we tied this time in field. So getting better. We're getting better. Free throws, we were 69%. They were 81. We had a total of 14 turnovers. Felt like more. I'm pretty sure there's more than that. That's like individual turnovers. The team turnovers, there was even more. So I'm pretty sure we had like 15 or maybe 17 turnovers overall. And then we had 18 personal fouls. They had 18 personal fouls. So we'll get into big takeaways after this. Hey everyone, let's talk sound quality. Imagine having pro-level audio that's easy to set up, flexible, and sounds incredible. That's the Rode PodMic USB. It's got both USB and XLR connections, so whether you're recording solo at home or in a full studio setup, you're covered. And get this, the built-in DSP effects let you adjust the sound with 0 lag. You get that deep, smooth broadcast tone right out of the box. It's versatile, powerful, and basically makes your voice sound like pure gold. And we're back. All right, so I got a couple of big takeaways here. One is, once again, ABC did a horrible job doing a play-by-play analysis of this game. From the start, from pregame, they were already glazing the Celtics and hating on the Nuggets. This is a national game. This is a national televised game, and you are already showing your bias for one team over the other. This should be completely unbiased, and yet ABC was 100% showing how much they loved the Celtics and hated the Nuggets. Kendrick Perkins, I don't know what the Nuggets did to you, but he also was constantly hating on the Nuggets. Every word out of his mouth was nothing but hate towards the Nuggets. This is just really frustrating as a Nuggets fan, looking at these national televised games to see your team getting criticized like this is just unacceptable. And then to be then going into the actual game itself and hearing the play-by-play analysis glaze the Celtics not up and down the every single play, it was awful. It was really awful. Like, there was, I wish that I could have had, Chris Marlowe in my ear calling the game, because he at least is a little bit less bias. I know he still has bias towards the Nuggets, but he's got a really good attitude of calling it right down the middle. Same thing. I mean, I hate the Lakers. You all know I hate the Lakers, but their play-by-play analysis are some of the best in the entire league. I will give them that fact that they are constantly down the middle. Yes, they love their Lakers, but they will call when the Lakers are being ridiculous or when they're fouling. They will call that out. Not ABC. ABC does not do that when it's the Celtics playing. Like just call it the Celtics network, and we'll understand. Then I can just put you on mute and not have to listen to you and just watch the game myself. But man, ABC, you need to do better. At the same time, too, it seemed like they were more focused on their next game, which is on Saturday, this coming Saturday, with the Lakers versus Celtics. They were more interested in that than they were on the game that was playing in front of them. They had the Lakers versus Celtics in the background for marketing. Every single commercial would be that. The play analysis people would be calling to set it up for the Lakers versus Celtics. The people back, on ESPN were calling it. So sickening and gross. I'll just say that. It was a gross display of reporting, and they should all be embarrassed. This was not a good moment for ABC at all. Besides that, I want to get more on a positive note here because I know I market my own podcast with positivity. So we're going to do that right now, right? Were the Nuggets outmatched in this game? Yes. But let's keep in mind that they are on the tail end of a very difficult road trip. They are more beaten and bruised than the Celtics are, who are also a team with the best depth of any of the teams in the league and are nearly healthy at home, having had rest, and were looking to get rid of a 2-game losing streak. And yet the Nuggets still came back from a 20-point deficit twice. Losing sucks, okay? And give the Nuggets credit. They took it to the Celtics even after getting bullied up and down the court for nearly 48 minutes. This was not a good victory for the Celtics at all. This actually showed just how poorly and how cocky and arrogant they are and how quickly a win can get stripped from them. If the other team buckles down and focuses, the Celtics are easily a first or second round exit if they continue playing like this. So this was not a good victory for the Celtics. 100%, this was not a good victory. I mean, you even look at the game against the Cavs that they had. The Cavs also were down by 20, I think more than 20, and they battled back and won against the Celtics because that's the chink in their armor is their arrogance to think that they're going to win every single game, and they're not. So let's just put this out there for positivity that the Nuggets, despite having lost this game and despite having, not a great start to this game, they still battled back several times, twice from 20, multiple times. I can't even count the amount of times that they battled back from 10 points, a 10-point deficit. Or 10 plus point deficit. Like this was 100% a very good effort from the Nuggets, despite the fact. And again, they're on the back end of a very difficult road trip. So now they can hopefully get rested up and attack this next coming home game streak. They're also really beaten, They're very beaten. And that part worries me because I hope that they didn't risk everything on this one game because you still have to think about playoffs. And they have a really good chance of getting strong in the playoffs. But if they're going to be this battered and bruised, they may not make it as far, that's the worry right there. And now this really hurts them in the standings, but we'll get into that just a minute here. I want to get through one more big takeaway, which goes to Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. was a no-show. His defense was horrible today, and his offense was nothing. only 10 points. We know that MPJ has good games after having bad ones, but his bad ones have gone on a little streak of their own lately. He needs to get back to how he played before his injury. He's a key piece to this championship team, and he needs to play better. He just is too often ball watching and doing nothing defensively for the team. He is just there to spot and shoot. And we need more than that. We don't just need a shooter. We need defense. But if you are going to shoot, at least make your shots. 33% from three, 33% from field. That's not acceptable. You need to be better. So let's get into the next games here. Or what does this mean, really, for the Nuggets, this loss here? So with this loss, they are now dangerously close to losing their second seed. They are a half a game ahead of the Lakers. The Lakers are on a 5-game winning streak. We are now 39 and 22. Still, right for now, for the moment, in the second seed. Lakers are on the third seed because the Memphis Grizzlies took a 2-game losing streak there. Like I said, you lose one game and you're going to get knocked down to 5th seed. So the Lakers, I believe, they have a match tonight against the Clippers. So if you're a Nuggets fan, you are now a Clippers fan for this evening. Let's go Clippers. Like they need to win. They lost the last game. They're on a back-to-back with the Lakers, so hopefully they'll win the second game. They need to, because someone needs to beat the Lakers and ruin their winning streak. This 5-game winning streak needs to end right now. And if that happens, then that will give the Nuggets a chance. But this is going to be a very difficult week for the Nuggets. Now, having even looked at how they look like right now, and I'd like to be more positive, but I'm saying exactly what I was saying. It was not looking good for them. With how beaten and bruised they are. I mean, Jokić, case in point, was hobbling up and down the court. You don't want to see your all-star, your key piece to your entire team be hobbling up and down the court. I mean, a lot of that is because he's doing all the heavy lifting, but man, this was pretty unfortunate to see them looking like that. So the next game again is on on Wednesday. They're going to be facing the Sacramento Kings. So we have a 2-day rest. Hopefully they get their rest. Please, Nuggets, get your rest. Get all the rest you need. Come back in Wednesday and crush some Kings. Last time we saw the Kings, Jokić did that full court make, which was awesome. Hopefully we can have some kind of similar vibes going off of that. Then on Friday, we face the Suns. They come to Denver. So there's a 2-game stretch there, and then it's actually a back-to-back is it a back-to-back? No. So it's Friday, and then next Sunday and next Monday will be a back-to-back against the Thunder. It's not getting any easier, folks. This is going to get harder and harder. We are pretty much done with all the mediocre teams now. We have only but good teams to face the rest of the season. So, buckle up. There's maybe like a game or two here and there where we face a mid team. But as this season has shown us, we get beaten by anyone. Mid teams or not. So that's pretty much all I got for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. Share it out to your friends and family. And you've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. We'll catch you later.